Watcha lads, welcome to Oak Swamp and part number 1 of my new build, the Leaf. Before I carry on though, I'd like to thank everyone who bought one of my lovely Oak Swamp t-shirts last week. And massive thanks to Ash Robinson, Neil Greenfield, DePaul Supplies and our man Rangy Man for going to the tip jar. Cheers lads. So I've been collecting for the new project for about the last year or so, and I've got all the major components. I don't intend spending very much money on this, and I want it done as quickly as possible. So this is what I've done so far. Oh, so the sun's just come up and me and Tom are going picking. So that's better, a bit of McDonald's. So we're heading up country, well to Cambridge, which is up country for us. We're walking in the air. What we're doing is we're going to Dave's, and Dave was the fella I got the Austin off originally. And I'm going to pick up this new body, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about. It's a Lea Francis. What's worse? How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Thanks.
Tommy's here as well. We going in for tea?
Yeah, yeah.
I think we should. It's a bit nippy out there. This is sweet, man. But that's coming home with us.
The grill for that Lea Francis.
You haven't?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
That's cool, isn't it? How much is he? Does it go with it as well? Lea Francis. It's heavier in it, look.
It is, yeah.
I just love it. I think it's super cool. And what about this fella?
Oh, so it's really rare. 60?
50.
Yeah, 50.
50 and 250 for the body. You find me in Hands, the beaver tail with
Double rush.
and we're heading off up to near Bristol somewhere to pick up a chassis. It is tea time. We don't always eat this shit. There she is. I was worried that all the brakes would be here, but all the brakes are here. She's fucking dirty, isn't she? Come on, Dad. Hey, there he goes. Fucking hell. Hey. I'm going to get some of your shoes. Come on, show us your shoes.
How about them?
Hey. Thanks a lot, mate.
Cheers,
You're
thank you.
a dude. Right, here we are. Right, so here's the motor. And it's an Isuzu 1700 petrol. 5-speed box. Yeah, I believe so. There's a shifter. Try her out,
yeah. It's 5-speed, yeah.
Try her on, Mush. See what she does. So, what's the story on this?
I just bought the car. There's like a scrap sort of thing. And the car got raced in a stock car with a different engine in.
Oh, right, I see. So you drove this, did you?
I drove it down the track, yeah.
Tight. She's richer than Bill Gates.
Is she oily?
No, just rich.
You take 120 on it?
130.
125?
Down the middle.
130.
125 down the middle.
130.
Go on then. Is it going to be good?
Yeah, well, I drove it, it was alright.
Now, you heard that YouTube community. This
Yeah.
geezer
What about
just
you
said
ain't got
it.
the prop, have you?
Oh, yeah, you haven't got the prop, have
That's
you?
going to be a...
No, I haven't.
130 quid, brother.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice one, man. You ready, lads?
Yeah.
He's alright, boys.
You saw it.
He sounded alright, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't rattle, did it?
No, rattle.
I was going to call this engine Matt after the mush I got it off of, but it's going to be called Susie. I want to have a 30s car that I can drive every day, you know, and just leave here all the time, and it'd be like a courtesy car if anything. So I'm not going to go to town on this. I'm going to pretty much just do a body swap. All the frame's good. I've had the brakes apart and they're good. All the linkages are in place, the handbrake works. So I'm seeing this as a pretty easy project. Right, so there it is. It went in there all right, mate. Sean's over. Just give me a lift off with the body, fortunately.
I look at that and think that's a funny place for a handbrake. It's a totally normal place for a handbrake.
This is adding leverage, because
Yeah.
you're pushing with that, and you've got between there and there leverage. With this, you got between there and there. And I think it only does the back wheels. No.
No, it's moving the,
No, it
it's
does
moving
all
the
of
whole
them.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it does all of them. No, it is a bad thing, because in an emergency, you want to lock the back wheels up to put yourself in a controllable skid. Right, that fits in there a treat. It's just touching on this handbrake, but I don't mind that because it's being solid mounted anyway. Everything's accessible. Got a bit of an elbow on that, but that's not too bad. And both the engine mounts line up with these steering box holes. And if you look how far we are behind, now I want my radiator to finish, the front of the radiator to finish here. So I think we've got it. The hole nearly lines up as well. Okay, this all fits in all right. Now I'm left with the choice of, do I put the engine in on the piss, or do I move this? Right, so I've taken this piece off because it just wouldn't get over in the middle enough, and it does now. I'm probably going to have this back here anyway, because I think the brakes are going to have to move back. But that's no biggie, I'll just move that back. So tomorrow I'm going to make some brackets up and get this welded in. I've got a bit of exhaust off the old comma, so I think I'm going to put that on here as well. Get the carb on and I'm ready to fire it up a bit. I've been whipping off some brackets this morning, and look at these, they're lovely. Nice curly profile, so I'm going to be keeping all of these for odds and sods, hanging stuff off, and there's the old gearbox mount. Keeping the bolts, of course. The oil filter's dictating it's just got to be just slightly off centre, but it should be alright. So what I'm thinking do on these original mounts, cut this piece off here, make some additional plates that come into here, that bolt onto here, and then I'll put a bolt down the bottom as well, put a cap on the top.
Black Billy Brown, he's a mean old man. Black Billy Brown, he's a mean old man. Take my advice, you best avoid him if you can. 'Cause he's a mean man. Goddamn he's a mean man.
Right, there's the top piece. And now I'm going to make the other one, and then get it to exactly the right place and tack it, and then I can make all the sides.
Lives all alone in a rusty old shed. Lives all alone in a rusty old shed. Hound dog on the front porch. His wife is buried in the bed.
These, please.
'Cause he's a mean man. Yeah, he's a mean man.
Right, the other side exactly the same, so I've got to make 2 more of these. So that's what I did. You can see I just backed onto it, and I'm just going to weld that round. That one sits against the chassis, and there are a bolt through. I'm not getting too fussy on these, although as you can see by my drawings, I really want to put some holes in them.
Preacher man can call him just as neat as can be. Preacher man can call him just as neat as can be. Next time I saw that preacher man, he was hanging from a tree.
Right, the back end. And what I think this needs now is a few holes in it. Certainly strong enough. Now I've got a little bracket to make to go under there and connect the exhaust up. So this is what I've got to cut out to mount the gearbox on, and it's a weird shape.
At the end of every month he drives himself into town. At the end of every month he drives himself into town. Gets a bottle of whiskey and sits himself down. He's a mean man. Yeah, he's a mean man. Goddamn mean man. Picks up the bottle and pours the whiskey down. Picks up that bottle and pours the whiskey down. And no one says a word to old Black Billy Brown.
Brush has landed. Having a day off, ain't you, Brush? What I've done is drilled the holes in under here, and I'm going to push it up because that's the way we like it, baby. How's it look, Brushki? There you go. That's nice and easy. Oh, yeah. It's done. Jesus. Right, well that's that done. Next, I'm going to have a cup of tea, and then I'm going to make the exhaust, and then it's starty time.
Cause he's a mean man. Yeah, he's a mean man. Goddamn mean.
Right up in there. Look where he got me, right up in there. Right, that's alright actually. Because that can come straight out of there, cut that off of there, yeah.
Black Billy Brown, he's a mean old man. Take my advice and avoid him if you can, cause he's the meanest motherfucker you meet in your life. And he's fast with his gun, but even faster with his knife.
Right, we haven't got any more pipes, so what we're going to do is cut all the straight bits out of this and just weld them all together, and that'll do, won't it? Right, one about there. It's savage recycling a shit old exhaust like this, but needs must, don't they, Brush?
Exactly that.
Quick fit? Or should we call it shit fit? Shit fit. For that dude. Look at that nice curly exhaust hanging out. I think that one's cutting off down there somewhere. Yeah? I don't know if you can see it, but the lovely shape of that chassis looks really cool. Austin's still making some fine looking chassis. You look at it. So many shapes and curves and stuff going on. I'm going to try and make that body fit this chassis as best I can. So what I'm going to do now is take these brakes off, because these are going to be moved back, which means drilling out these two fellas, which, if you know, you know they are a pain, because there's no beating them through. It's cut it off flush, drill hole through. So I've lifted the engine up, and that's going to enable me to drill holes down here. These ones, got one either side of there, and also to try and get this brake bit off. It's being a bit of a pig. Alright, back in again then.
Little Jody Tucker went a missing last week. Little Jody Tucker went a missing last week. Her mama found a body down at Black Bill's Creek.
Time to get these fellas off. Joy. And two down there as well. Taking all the brake parts out now. Just got to reinstall this further back. But to get the brakes in the right place, I'm going to need to put this body on. Now this body's about a foot too long, so I'm going to take it out on the doors and make the doors shorter. But I'm just going to about cut this off now. I'm going to cut it off either side, and then I can use it to set my pedals and steering up. Right, I've fixed this on just by screwing through the frame into the wood, and I've made it sort of follow the frame a bit. It seems to follow it well and keep the shape. That kind of appears to be the height. Cut all the wood off of these bits, and now I'm going to go and set this over the top, see what it does. I've cut the top one off here and left the top one on here, and I'm going to see if it's set onto there. You know, all I cut out was bolts. Just cut some bolts off. Once that fire to it dry, there's a bone. Look, it's full of wood, one man. Look, that wood. Nothing left of it, is there? It's 100 years old though. It don't even feel like wood. Look, it's just like paper, like sand. Okay, there's the first side on. Now the reason I split these is it's a little bit wider at the back than it was the front, but it all seems to be taking place now and it's following the chassis nicely. I'm just going to split this side out. I guess I must add some nice filler on there, so I'll run the grinder up there. So I'll get this side out, get that side fitted, and then I'll be able to suss out how big this is going to be for the middle. But I need to do all this now. I put the Lea Francis grill on last night, and that looks actually the kiddie for the job. And I kind of don't mind this being there for some reason. If I use this grill shell, it's going to have to stay there. But that's what I'm going to go with at the moment. Right, I've got these sides coming right down now. They're starting to shape up just about right. It's actually quite a lot narrower, to be honest. But what I'm going to do is get this all fixed in place, then build round it. Finish all these bits and make this all into one piece. It's going to need supports up here and at the back of the seat, so I'm going to make some framework for that. See, it's a couple of inches out.
The hardest work I ever done was plant a field of rye. And the easiest work I ever done is eating chicken pie. Roll that chicken and a crow for day. Roll that chicken and a fly away. Roll that chicken and a crow for day. I like chicken pie. Well, I wish you had a big old house, 18 stories high, and every story in the house filled with chicken pie. Crow black chicken and a crow for day. Crow black chicken and a fly away. Crow black chicken and a crow for day. I like chicken pie. Well, I wish I had a silver thread as fine as I could sew. What you do, boy? I'd sew a chicken to my back and fly to Idaho. That crow black chicken and a crow for day.
this radiator wants to come up by about 2 inches. Now if you look down here, if I come up with 2 inches, this is going to hit the bottom of the chassis. So what I'm going to do is cut these out so that slots inside, and I'll beef it up a bit. If I cut this little slot out here like this, the rad will sit straight on top of that, and I'll put something heavier on the bottom. Put the strength back in.
Hey, I like chicken pie. But I wish I had a big old smoke so I could get real high. Oh yeah. When we come back to the ground, we'll smoke some chicken pie. Well, crow black chicken and a crow for day, crow black chicken and a fly away, crow black chicken and a crow for day. I like chicken pie. Hell, crow black chicken and a crow for day, crow black chicken and a fly away, crow black chicken and a crow for day. I like chicken pie.
Right, so this is where I've got to. My next job's going to be to build a framework inside here. I'm going to make it out of 1x1 box, and then that will support all of this body up here, and it will give me a datum, and I can get the body to sit exactly in the right place. Brakes look pretty straightforward. I've just got to move them back to here somewhere. So I'll put the steering in kind of where it wants to go, and basically it's just got to be bolted on in there, and I'll strengthen it up behind. This end, I don't know, it might have to be shortened. You're not going to get in the door at the moment, but around the back here, what my plan is here. So I want to put a gas bottle in here, effectively taking the place of this rear cross member. By using a gas bottle, it's going to be plenty strong enough, and it will act as a bit of a bumper as well. The only thing I am going to need for this is going to be the prop shaft. The only car in this country which used that engine was a Bedford Midi, so I've got to find the front half of a Bedford Midi prop shaft. But if any of you guys know of a Bedford Midi braking anywhere, please get in contact. Well, I'm going to be carrying on with this for the next few weeks, and make sure you get subscribed and all that. And if you're feeling flush, get yourself one of my lovely Oak Swamp t-shirts. Cheers if you do that. Anyway, moving on. So last week I got a call from a guy called Paul, who follows the channel, and he invited me down to Thruxton to the British Touring Car Championship, and his son-in-law Chris will be taking part in a classic Mini. So this is what happened. So you find me Sunday morning with Dazzle Brush and Vindaloo, and we're off to Thruxton. We're going the right way?
Yeah, 2 lanes all the way into Thruxton now.
Oh, cheers, buddy. That noise, man. We'll burger it up.
There is something to be said for when I just get out of my bed. While the sun's up high to cover my eyes, I pull my hat down over my head. And the sails upon those ships, as by the sunlight I admit. As I flick my cigarette upon over the side, stare at the sea top next to it. Cause it's one more day in paradise, and it's one more day that I'm alive.
A-Series heaven here.
And it's one more day in paradise, and it's one more day that I'm alive.
Whoa!
How are ya?
We didn't know who we were looking
No,
for.
I know,
or
I
anything,
know,
man.
I know, I
But
know.
we're all good.
We're the next row over, we cut through here.
Twin 40 on there, lovely. Hello, mate.
This is Chris. You alright?
Nice to meet you, man.
That's daughter Charlotte.
Hello, Charlotte.
Bethan, little Bethan, doing the colouring. Keep it between the lines.
So what we got going down with this motor then?
1275 GT lump,
Yeah.
fairly unmodified. You let it do a couple of little bits and pieces, but not much. Only run a...
You just run a single of
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
yeah. You're restricted to 36mm Venturi.
Venturi.
So you
Ah.
can run an SU, but a Weber gives you a better flow because obviously you've got a butterfly in it instead.
It's
of
opening, isn't it? Yeah. And you're racing, yeah?
Yeah.
driving it, I don't want to say about racing it. Yeah.
Hanging on.
Hanging on.
Hanging on, yeah.
It looks cool, man. Right, so here we go. Big roll cage in here. Yeah, man. So you've got these massive wings on here, holding you in. This is so cool. I've had a few minis in my time, but nothing quite as extreme as this. Dazzle, come and look. I don't know how to open the door, but look at the extent of the roll cage.
Yeah.
Look at the way he strengthened it, all the way up down there, all the way round. It's rigid, man. How much does it weigh?
About 600 kilos. Minimum weight is 680 with the driver.
Is it?
Yeah, but that's after the race. I'll be honest, I'll be chuffed if I finish in the top 6.
We're going to be rooting for you. I like this. Good idea. There he goes. Good luck, dude.
Thank you, mate.
You're going to smash it, brother. Right, this is the race that matey's in. Our boys in second.
Matthew Pay's leading the way, but Pay's a hack of the... For the final time into the chicane. Second place to Chris Barr. So Jonathan Pazer gets there first, Chris Barr is second. Race winner BTCC and a top 8 finisher at the championship with last season as well.
Yeah, our boy came second. Fair play to Chris.
Well chuffed, mate.
That last we were up on that corner and
Yeah.
he just slipped through, didn't he?
Oh, spot on, mate. We're so pleased.
Oh, it rolls lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah, she's lovely, mate, isn't she?
What, one of them big
That'd be nice, wouldn't it, one of them?
40 footer? I got a class 1.
Yes, have I. That's what I do for a living. Done with it. Yeah, they put a big cars on it.
Those tyres last, don't they?
Well,
What's the procedure now then, Paul?
no, don't go home now, mate. We're done for this weekend.
Is that you?
Yeah. Normally we'd have it up in the air, have all the wheels off it, front off it, check everything all the way around, every nut and bolt,
Yeah.
make sure it's all tight, fuel it all up, go again. But as I say, that's us for the weekend.
You did one yesterday though, didn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah. How did you get on yesterday?
Got 5th yesterday.
You do all the circuits in England, I assume?
Yeah. They've done Silverstone, Donington, Snetterton, obviously this one. And next round's in Zandvoort, then they've got Brands Hatch, then I think they've got another Silverstone, another Donington.
Fantastic,
This is a midway point, so this will bring him right up in the points.
So you go to Goodwood?
No. Sadly not. Not with this class. I mean, they do have minis there, as you know, but no, not with these.
It'd be nice to rag it round there, wouldn't it?
That would be his dream.
Hey, what up, Mush?
Thank you, mate.
We watched it and we cheered all the way. Look at that. Second place.
Absolutely incredible.
What a void. There we go, look.
There are a few protests going on, so it's not 100%, but...
What, because of the little bit at the end? Fuck them. What were you going to do?
Yeah,
Write
exactly.
2 other cars off?
Yeah, nothing I could do. Come in sideways and there was nowhere else to go other than across the grass. So,
Well, banging, man. You deserve second all day long. We were there right with you. You get the hat when you win.
yeah.
You get the laurels hat.
Podium, yeah.
Yeah, good man. Thanks a lot, Paul.
No problem, great.
You're an absolute gentleman, man.
good
Thank
to
you very
come.
much.
Good to
And
see
thanks
you.
ever so much, Chris.
Mate, I've enjoyed it.
Brilliant. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to come down and share this with you.
Welcome.
It was really nice of Paul to give us free tickets today.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to go and watch some racing now.
Next upon my list will be to buy myself a ship. Something small, compact and sweet, like the kiss she placed upon my lips. And it's easiest to stay sorrowful when there's clouds and when there's rain. But I beat my brow and shake my head just to try and tell my brain that it's one more day in paradise. And it's one more day.
Yeah, race girls. We just noticed there's race girls here.
We like race girls.
They're yummy, aren't they? We got the Porsche Carrera Cup going by now. And I know you probably can't see it, but I'm going to let you hear it because they sound like spaceships. That was Thruxton, and that was a right laugh, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's really good, something different.
Do you like it then? I don't know if I would pay 37 quid and come and watch it as a thing, to be fair. It was nice because that matey give us some complimentary tickets, but I don't know. What do you reckon? Would you pay 37?
No.
No. But there you go, it was a good crack. Fair play to Paul for that. Nice one. But we're going to go up and see Paul soon. He was telling us that he's got all sorts of stuff up there, and a lot of it sounds as though it's right up my street, so more on Paul later. We just got home and Vin is officially a redneck. So that was Silverstone, I was going to say. It was Silverstone. So that was Thruxton touring car competition, was it? That was, yeah, British touring car.
Yeah, British touring car.
Well, that was for fuck's sake. Right, but that was Thruxton British touring fucking. It's one of those. Start driving, Dad. We're going to be here all fucking night. Well, that was Thruxton.
How do we get out?
British touring car competitions. Right, that was Thruxton. You're in British touring. Well, that was Thruxton. Shut up. Shut up. Well, that was Thruxton touring fucking something. Well, that was Thruxton and British touring car championship. Yeah, I got it now. Well, that was Thruxton. Well, that was Thruxton British touring car competition at Thruxton. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, that was cool. That's easy, isn't it? Yeah, they know what it is.